A violent squawk interrupts a beautiful garden. Crows fly into the leaves. Their black feathers taint the ground. Tommy, a young boy, walks with his mother, Claire, around the garden. He sees the crow's feather. Transfixed by it, he breaks away from his mom and picks it up. Across the street, the merchant, a cloaked, slender figure with a red pendant, stares at Tommy. They lock eyes.
Tommy, put that down. It's covered in diseases.
Claire slaps the feather away. The merchant disappears. Tommy looks around. Claire sits on a bench. Tommy turns to the streets again. He wanders to the crosswalk. As he waits for the walk sign, the crows squawk again. Claire gets up and looks around.
Tommy? Tommy, answer when Mommy calls you.
Claire looks around frantically. Tears swell up in her eyes.
Tommy!
Tommy is across the street. He walks to a quiet alley. A crow feather falls on his head. He swipes it away and turns around. The merchant is behind him. He jumps back and falls to the ground. A crow flies to the merchant's shoulder.
I see you've taken a keen interest in my friends here.
The merchant nods to the crow. Tommy stares at the pendant. His eyes edge up, and he sees a glimpse of a flame where an eye should be.
Is something bothering you?
Tommy nods and looks down.
I can make it go away with a little extra.
He looks up at the merchant.
My dad.
Ah, a father. A king with no throne. Let me see if I can pick the right one.
The merchant reaches out with a skeletal hand. He pulls out a blue orb from Tommy's ear.
This one?
Tommy looks into the orb. An image forms of Tommy's father as he holds Claire. Tears slowly drop from his eyes. Then, at night, from the edge of the wall, Tommy's father writes something down. He crumples the paper up and writes it again. His father slams his fist against the table. Then, the orb shifts to Tommy and his father sitting on a couch. Tommy cries in the vision. The orb's vision dissipates. He stares at the merchant's skeletal hand as it clenches the orb.
That will make us happy?
The merchant kneels down and puts his hand on his shoulder.
I can flay this burden from you. In return, you receive this.
The merchant sweeps his hand off Tommy's shoulder. In his hand are $200 bills. Tommy's eyes glued to the money.
Once I give you the money, these memories will be gone forever. No refunds.
Claire comes out of the garden, her face red from crying. She runs across the street.
Tommy!
Mama?
Claire turns around and sees him holding the money close to him. A giant corporate building stands at the peak of a city. Harrison, a grown, well-dressed man, types on a computer. His door knocks. Stephanie, one of his coworkers, enters.
Why are you here?
Because this is my job. It kind of requires me to be here to work.
Isn't today?
Yeah.
Why don't you take some time?
No, I'm good, Steph.
Stephanie walks over to Harrison.
I know your dad wasn't the best, but he deserves a proper goodbye.
Harrison flicks his pen as he stares at the screen.
He doesn't deserve a single word from me. I don't care if it's his funeral. Rotten hell, I say.
Stephanie has a worried look on her face. She takes a deep breath and walks out. Harrison enters his home. Claire is at the door with a tissue.
What's wrong? Where's Tommy?
Harry, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Harrison goes upstairs to Tommy's room. He is cross-armed and his face is wet.
Tommy, what happened? Your mom is...
Why didn't you tell me Grandpa died?
Tom, I did. We talked about this.
No, we didn't. And Mom told me you skipped his funeral? Why? Why, Dad?
Son, it was last week. I sat you down on the couch and I told you my complicated relationship with him. If you don't understand, I can try.
That never happened. You hid Grandpa from me, and now I can't say goodbye. I hate you!
Harrison's mouth is agape. Those words pierce his heart. The night sky blooms. Not a single star is present. On a rooftop, the merchant looks at Harrison's house. He cackles and pulls out Tommy's orb.
Once you consign into Oblivion, your path is forever warped.